hanging on. Okay.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
I know, I know.
Oh my God. I don't know if you guys are hearing me, and I'm hoping it says excellent connection on my side. It says that I am live on this side, but for some reason, I'm being told that you can't see me or you can't hear me. So I'm going to go ahead and record it, and then we could probably post the video later. So again, embrace your edges here live Wednesdays 8 p.m. on YouTube and also streaming on Spotify. Tonight's show is again is about domestic violence, and the latest being seen in that's trending is about Cassie and Sean pdiddy. So as I was saying earlier, the NDA is what really got my attention. As we seen that Cassie has accused Diddy of domestic violence, sex trafficking, and rape. She was given an undisclosed amount of money, and what was said by his lawyers that there was no admission of wrongdoing. I'm going to just send out the new link. New link coming. New link coming. Okay, we had some technical issues earlier, so now I gotta send out a new link to everyone. They're wondering what's going on. New link coming. New link coming. Sorry about that. So, in his, we got to see the video of her being dragged down the hallway. We also got to see him make an apology, but it was in that apology that, I got a little bit, I'm going to say, ticked off. Okay? And enough is enough. Enough is enough when it comes to this whole silence around not only celebrities, but high profile people and their abuse of the system. Enough is enough also for people who want to be now the how you say I'm going to go with heroes of the conversation around Diddy, for example, and I'm going to call out 50 Cent on this one because everyone is acting like this is new information within the industry, and I can tell you that it's not. Okay, the reason why I say it's not because of the statements that are being made by people like 50 Cent, people of other music industry individuals are saying, they're finally glad that it's out. So you're part of the problem because you knew about it. Okay. Collect with love. Can you please send me the link, please, to this particular live episode so I can send it out? Everyone's waiting on the new link. Okay, so let's dig into it. Okay, the NDA. So on his apology, P. Diddy said that he cannot call her name because of an NDA, and that and that goes for her as well, where she cannot mention his name in any kind of, I guess, news or anything to do with the abuse or assault. So when is an NDA appropriate in this kind of situation, and should it be applied to domestic violence, for example? I don't think so. I put up a poll to ask that question, and my specific question was, when it comes to NDAs and domestic violence, should it be something that, implemented? Should it be implemented? I don't think so. I'm sorry, I cannot agree with it. I think is a bunch of nonsense. And I'm sick and tired of people acting new and indifferent when these things come to play and finally come out into the public. So we got to go through the pandemic, for example, and here in Canada, we got to watch as not only our prime minister but other people act all new and surprised when they found out that there were over 200 infant bodies underneath an Anglican church. Okay. Colette would love. Can you please send me the link to the new link for the live, please? You can send it into my WhatsApps. Okay. All right. Yeah. So everyone act new, like it's new information, and I'm sick and tired of the surprise. I'm sick and tired of people acting like they didn't know, especially when they know the individual. I'm sick and tired of people acting like it's new information, and I'm sick and tired of people acting like they're the heroes of the disclosure after it comes into the public. Okay? So you don't get to now become the hero of the conversation or the hero of the awareness of. No, you get to ask the question around, why is this video now coming out for the first time, and where was it all this time? Because last time I seen, it was hotels involved. So someone saw that, aka security. Second thing is, many people in the music industry and the television industry, the entertainment industry, period, knew about his anger, and they're all saying, oh, they're glad and relieved that, this information is out. Again, malarkey. And thirdly, I'm sick and tired of when this does come out, we act like, oh my God, I can't believe he did it. Okay? So let's re-examine this whole fiasco around NDAs. And the reason why, if anyone that knows me, I am very much advocate for domestic violence. I am too a survivor of domestic violence. Let me just get this link and send this out. There we go. So people can actually watch. Let me go, new link. There we go. This is very last minute situation. Sorry for doing this in the middle of the show, but I have no choice, as technical thing happened. And let me also apologize if I do lose power. We do have some severe thunderstorms in the area, and there is a warning by the sorry, 1 second. There is a warning as well going on. All right, so we got that out of the way. Okay, so back to the conversation around this. So he gets to say no admission of wrongdoing. Hey, baby Eiffel. Yeah, I know. Environment Canada, girl. I know. Environment Canada and their warnings of severe thunder storms. Thank you for that. And he gets to say there's no admission of wrongdoing. He gets to have that NDA in place where she can't really describe exactly what happened, and that silences her again. So the victim again becomes a victim one more time, and now we get to see her quote unquote lowest moment, where she's having a person violate her. So she's not only being violated by Mr. Sean pdiddy Combs, or whatever the heck you call his name. He's not only being violated by the recanting of her entire story, as well as by now the video that is being publicated all over. I will not be showing the video, by the way. And also she gets to be victimized again by the court of public opinion. Because they're going to have some naysayers. They're going to have some naysayers that are going to say, oh, why she take the money, or why she stayed, or why this or why that. Again, victimizing the victim. So this is my problem with NDAs. And Canada, on the Canadian side now, I'm just going to pull up something that was shared to me. We had the vote of, and one person sent this to me. So thank you so much. You know exactly who you are. Let me just see here if I can pull it up quickly. And this came from the Parliament. It's a non-disclosure, and it is Bill 124, stopping the misuse of non-disclosure agreements Act of 2023, and this happened last year in Canada, and it says the bill enacts the stopping of misuse of non-disclosure agreement. Pop up on the screen. Oh. Thank you. Non-disclosure agreement. I'm just having so much fun this evening. Oh my God. The act prohibits any party responsible, defined in the act as a person who has the obligation in the law to take reasonable steps to prevent discrimination, harassment, sexual harassment, or sexual assault in the place where one or more of these happened or is alleged to have happened, from entering into a non-disclosure agreement with a relevant person, defined in the act as a person who has experienced or made an allegation of one of the underlying acts, if the non-disclosure agreement has the purpose or effect of concealing the details of the incident. Boo. We need to have that on the American side too. Just saying. Facts. So, baby, I know you sent me your opinion on that one too. Thank you for that. So, my problem, as I said, I have a problem with, obviously, it's the obvious, Diddy. Huge problem with him and his admission after the fact, okay? But I want to talk about the other pieces. And this is the part of when it comes to domestic violence. When you are part of the story, and when I say part of the story, I'm talking about witnessing abuse. You are also the problem if you say nothing. Don't come now with your, flag, your hero flag, talking about, oh, it's about time people baiting him out or say something about it, when you knew exactly what was going on. So you two are part of the problem, okay? So I am sorry. I cannot. No, I'm not sorry. What am I saying sorry for? I'm not sorry. Canadian thing. I'm not sorry. I'm sick and tired, and enough is enough of us, sugarcoating domestic violence. Enough is enough for all the courts. And this is the part where I get really sick and tired and bothered, because in my situation, and I'm putting out my book there, it's coming out in July. It's called F, Fat, and Black, and it's talking about the, dealing with all the traumas in my life, and then realizing also too that being a Black woman has its own anchor of discrimination, and about myself navigating through all of that scope. But the part that I put in my book is about the domestic violence and how the court system handled me, and how I felt as though I went back into the same abuse situation within the courts. I had to not only tell the story, but I had to get them to believe this story. And after all that, I was left with dealing with the trauma of it, revisiting it. I was left with no kind of support. Okay, the support that they give me was, I could have given myself that kind of support, and I felt as though I was starting over again. So imagine I am not in quote unquote the public as Cassie is. Imagine what she has to go through now in dealing with this. And I know there are going to be some, a-holes out there. They're going to say, oh, well, she's a multimillionaire now, or, she's gotten a whole bunch of money, so she's fine and she can deal with it. Money has nothing to do with having to deal with trauma over and over again. We've seen in society where multiple people, it doesn't matter how much money they have, how they have had to navigate, and some have failed and some have recovered, but having to navigate dealing with trauma. And we saw the mental health marker meter rise before, during, and after, especially the pandemic. So NDAs, should they be applicable when it comes to domestic violence, sexual assault, sexual harassment? Should they be applied? And should we now start looking at people who witness these types of violence and do not report them. And when I say witness, I'm not talking about you saw it one day and, walking down the street, or, you were just happened to be in an area one day and saw it. No, I'm talking about you knowingly know it's happening and not saying anything. And then when it comes out, be acting all surprised or acting, oh, I knew that, and let's now crucify this person. Well, let's look at you too, because you're part of the problem. And the entertainment industry really needs to be dissected. And I know we've been looking at it. Collect with Love, did you find out the name of that that show? There's a new show, not so new, came out I guess last month or a month or two ago, where we look at Nickelodeon and Disney and different child actors and the kind of sexual assaults and harassments that they went through and the different kind of turmoils they went through and how they've had to navigate that on their own. And we are still acting quiet on the set. There he goes. Thank you so much. Thank you. So now we're acting like this is new. And this is the part that Quiet on the Set is the name of the show. Okay, thank you so much, Collect with Love. And this is the part, it's that acting like it's new information. I mean, next time, I'm waiting for everyone to act like slavery didn't happen. And now, or acting like, wow, wait, people wore chains in this country? What? That's new. And so we're left now with the conversation of crucifying Diddy and, hey, give it at him. Do what you want. But I also want to look at the other participants and players in this episode. I want to look at all the people in the media industry and the entertainment industry that knew about this. I also want to look at the music industry itself and, those higher ups that knew what was going on. I want to look at also his business partners that knew what was going on. I want to look at his family members that knew what was going on. I want to look at, this is why I'm saying that domestic violence not only has a victim and has an accuser, but it has people around that are enablers of the behavior. People that sees the behavior and dismisses it as, oh, it's just Diddy being Diddy. People that see the behaviors and say, oh, so Baby I would say, I wouldn't put up with it, but some others do because there's nowhere to go or get help. Oh, I'm not talking about the victims. I know exactly how that feels. And, I've been there. I know exactly how that feels. So I'm not talking about the victims and nowhere to go and nowhere to get help. I'm talking about the people around that are enablers. Those are the ones that I have a problem with. So these high profile cases are different because the women are there because of the status of the man. That's true. But and it's not only high profile. I'm going to disagree with you on that. It's not only high profiles that have the status, because it could be a simple thing as a female not having any kind of income and navigating that to try to either provide for herself or her children, or or not having any kind of role model and or self-worth or self-esteem to navigate that. But what I'm talking about is those enablers around that act like this is new information and want us to give them now the freaking hero stamp as though we should be thanking them. Those ones. However, it doesn't make it easier, but punishing the men is a game. I am conflicted. I just won't put up with it. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. And we want to make it clear that we know that abusers are male, female, and various genders. We know that. But we're talking about pdiddy. Okay? We're talking about pdiddy and Cassie right now. And I'm going back again to this NDA. I'm also going back to the music industry and the entertainment business. And I'm also going back to enablers and how we don't get to become heroes when you were an enabler. Okay? You don't get to become the hero. And you don't get to now try to be the person up front and acting like an advocate when you were part of the problem. I I don't put I am not championing that. And I will call names. I don't give a damn. I don't. I'm sick and tired of it. Enough is enough. And us acting like domestic violence is new. Us acting like nobody can't do it. It is only for certain people. And us acting as though we can't, there's no harm in looking the other way. And I'm going to call out that hotel. I don't know which one it was. It'd be great to know the name of the hotel. Colette with Love, is there a name of that hotel? Because, was it his condo? Because, again, people saw this. This is not new. Where did they get the video from? Who recorded the video? Why was that video not shown to police sooner? It was 2016 that it happened. Let's count. 4 plus 4 is 8 years ago. Okay? So, yeah, that part. So, when are we going to not only call out the lawmakers, the enablers, but when are enablers now become punishable? Yes, enough is with the secrets. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Enough with the secrets. Enough with the surprise look. Boy, I tell you, listen. I do not. I have. Colette with Love had the privilege of really hearing how I really feel about this, and YouTube would silence me if I really said what I really want to say, because this is some BS. Okay, I am just disgusted by the individuals that are trying to make themselves heroes in this situation. The only hero here is Cassie. Okay, because she finally got a way of advocating for herself, and a way that I guess she put in place to protect herself. And I'm not sure how much power she had in that protection, or whether or not that protection was made for Diddy. But we haven't heard from her, and we're probably not going to be able to hear from her. And does that NDA include books? Does that NDA include journaling? What does that NDA include? We don't even know that. But what we do know is that she's not allowed to speak about him. So Baby Eiffel says, however, it doesn't make it easier punishing the men in the game. I am conflicted. I won't put up with it. Baby Eiffel said, the money talks and it has secrets. Yeah, the money talks and it has secrets. But, listen, we've seen too many celebrities, and we've seen too many people of wealth not only commit suicide, but have a lot of mental breakdowns or mental health issues. And money doesn't solve everything. You can have money today and gone tomorrow. At the end of the day, your mental health is what's up. Rudy says, sorry I'm late. That's right, Rudy. Be sorry. Rudy, tell me your 2 cents about this one. What do you think? Baby Eiffel said, hey, Rudy, you get to go at the back of the class. That's right. Tell me what you think about this and the whole secrets around abuse and domestic violence and rape and sexual assault and sexual harassment. And I'm going to call it what it was, rape and sex trafficking. There were some situations where, there's some situations where we are calling sugarcoat words like sexual assault. No, it's rape. Okay. Is rape, violation, is use those words. And there was a mention by the lawyer that says that accused Diddy of making Cassie have sex with other people. Okay, interesting. And I did you see the part where there was some kind of charge or something against the lawyer where they said that he was fabricating other cases or something like that? And so now we started to put the focus on him, and Diddy was actually being released, and we were trying to and we were pulling back and scaling back on Diddy, and I saw people out there cheering him on in Miami, and he was out there signing autographs. Y'all never see him before walking down the streets like that. Did that tell you something? Okay. Uh, Baby Eiffel says the enablers are on the pay sheet. They're not only on the and they wouldn't stop it. I think they leave it up to the woman, maybe fears or worse. Yeah, I agree that they leave up to the woman. I agree with that. But and I agree too that they're on the some of them are on the pay sheet. I mean, look at that situation when we saw Wendy. Did you guys see the documentary on Wendy? I was so disgusted. I couldn't even finish it. And the reason why I was disgusted because I was looking at people around her that were still taking her money, that were still making money off of her demise and her mental health issues. You know, um, it was really disgusting. And again, go back to the status that Baby Eiffel was talking about when it comes to people of wealth, people in the industry, people that are just wealthy, that whole concept, that whole status, financial status. Not hearing the word no is a problem for me. Not hearing the word no ends up in a situation like R. Kelly. Let's go back to that. Where everyone acted new and shocked and surprised, although they saw the video, or victimized the victim multiple times through jokes, videos, music, you name it. That poor girl went through complete character assassination over and over and over again for centuries, and we sat back and listened and did nothing. Some of these women know what they are getting into with these guys with money. They enjoy that celebrity style, but no man should be degrading any woman like that. I'll agree that, we have a part of society, and this goes back to a conversation I was having with Peggy Onlock. She's the author of Survive Not Strive. You can pick up a copy if you win the contest. We have a contest where you can get a free copy, or you can go on Amazon or Barnes and Noble and pick up her book. And we were talking about the whole economics piece and how there's so much importance put on money. There's so much important in this capitalistic continent, especially. I mean, it's worldwide, but let's talk about North America. There's so much emphasis and importance put on that paper that not only, we're not going to victimize Cassie on this one, but not only do people put up with a lot of stuff. I try so hard. Not only that, but is the reason why they put up with it. It is the different economical and the uneven and unbalanced economic standards and standings of North America. Let's call a spade a spade. So we live in the capitalistic continent where paper means more value than you. We also live in a capitalistic state where your intelligence is based on your bank account, and your importance is based on your bank account. Your respect is based on your bank account number, and your value is based on your bank account. And then you say to people that don't have or have less. Things like, well, you stayed with them. Does it mean that I want to be beaten, almost killed, dragged, disrespected, spat on, raped, sexually assaulted? Does it mean all that? Or it meant that, yes. And let's go back also to the value, because in some situations, when it comes to domestic violence and any kind of violence or trauma, the person or the individual has already experienced violence, and some people do normalize it, and some others are now trying to understand their worth and try to navigate that. And maybe there's no support system in place, but it does not in any fashion justify or allow violence towards that individual. Let me read some of the comments that are being put in here. Baby I will say, it's his reputation as a music producer. Facts. So true, Rudy. The other part that I dearest women for is prostituting themselves for men for money and fame. Exactly. And then, well, that's what the comments. I'm reading comments. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't think he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. I think he was very much exposed. Because if you listen to some of the comments for some of these celebrities, especially 50 Cent, I'm going to call your name. I don't give a damn. A lot of these celebrities are saying they knew he was violent. They knew he had a temper. They knew this, they knew that. So I don't think he was a wolf in sheep's clothing. I think he was very much out there, but no one called him on it because the money, the fame, the status, and he, as you said, he was one of the top producers. He was one of the top producers. Baby Apple says, true, Rudy. The other part, yeah, I read that part. Rudy says, these women have to make better decisions when they are choosing a man, especially the rapers and music moguls. She knows his history from the past. Interesting. I'll say this. Let's dissect that statement, Rudy. I want to dissect that statement. So these women have to make better decisions. I'm going to say there needs to be less importance on status in society so that women can have an equal part, and people or marginalized individuals can have an equal part in the pie. And when they are choosing men, especially the rapists and music moguls, and I'm not going to say that they have some individuals that think that they can save people or that a person will change or that it wouldn't happen to me. You might have that conversation with yourself. Get it? I agree on that. That's fine. But we're not going to victimize or re-victimize the victim on that statement. And the moguls knows his history and past. As a mogul, like music mogul, she knew his history. But so, what does that mean? You see, this is the part of society that we have to determine. Are we saying that we shouldn't judge people by the past? Are we saying that people should have more than one chance? Or are we saying that we should judge them by their past? What are we saying? Because this is the problem. We're saying to others, and we're having the conversation about giving other people second chances and not judging them by their past. But at the same time now we're saying, well, we should look at the past and see what was going to happen. We can't say that. Sorry. And it doesn't justify the fact of his behavior. But what I am going to say is this. The CEOs and the corporate heads knew who the hell they had next to them. How about that? They knew who was coming through that door, and that people were coming through the door and accessing a producer that they knew had a violent streak. So why are we not talking about that? Why are we not talking about the head of the industry? Why are we not talking about the enablers around him? And when I say enablers, I'm talking about the managers, the producers, the directors, the celebrity friends, the CEOs. Why are we not talking the family members? Why are we not saying, what about them? By they are willing to overlook that and prove others wrong or try to change it. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Yep. They are men with money out there not behaving like pdiddy, and you wouldn't even know walking by them on the street. Amen to that. That's true. And that's facts. And that's facts. There are so many people out there that do have wealth, and you wouldn't even know that. They'd be walking around acting like they need to be on welfare. you know? So let's blame who should be blamed here. And that is P. Diddy. 1. The industry that enables these behaviors. 2. And then the media that victimize the victim. 3. And I know that they wanted to show the video. And this is the part where I was like, I hope that she had some kind of say in this. But the fact that there's an NDA, I don't think she did. Her face and her body should have been blurred out. And his behavior should have been on display. That's how I would have done that video. If we, like, say, it had to be shown, her body and her face should have been, they shouldn't be seen, because she's now re-victimized, and now we've seen everything that should have happened to her. They haven't done it to a lot of different celebrities. Why do it to her? Right. NDAs. That's where I started. I do not agree with it. And the bill of 124 of Canada, I think it was 124. I think the United States needs something like that. I think the world needs something like that in every single country, every continent, every island, every speck of dust on this earth needs something like that. Stop misusing the misuse of non-disclosure agreements, especially in the act of domestic violence, sexual assault, sexual harassment, and in cases where a person has been victimized and traumatized to the point where they now have to go underground or be silenced again. Money talks for the few that has it. Some women would never give 9-to-5 brothers a chance. It's how society looks at. I agree. As I said, we have put so much value on paper. If you look at the dollar, right? Because remember back in the day, trade was the way of going and how people navigate North America, especially. And if you go back to trading, then the dollar becomes just paper. It's paper, people. And yes, it buys stuff, and yes, it gets you here and there, but it is the value that these continents and these governments have put on the paper. And now we're all fighting over this paper. Everybody wants paper, and paper gets you respect, and paper gets you this, paper gets you the pretty woman or the pretty guy and this and that, and paper gets you whatever, and paper, and we're not talking about people anymore. So my book is called F, Fat, and Black. I want to say FNDAs when it comes to domestic violence, sexual assault, sexual harassment, sex trafficking, all that. Enough is enough. In Hollywood, entertainment business around the world, United States, Canada, wherever. Stop enabling and stop coming to the forefront and trying to be the hero after the fact. You knew exactly what was going on, and you said nothing. So you don't get to be the hero now. Cassie gets to be the hero. And we thank her for sharing her story and for coming out and having to deal with all of this nonsense all over again so that she can have a voice through her lawyer. So I'm going to read the last comment here, and then I'm going to end out the show. Again, let me even see how much minutes we're going here, because we had some problems. It's going to be a 40-minute show tonight, though, you know, it's up to the hour. But we did have some technical issues. Rudy said NDA should be assigned to people that there's a problem ahead of your relationship sooner or later. The NDA was not signed, Rudy, before the relationship. It was signed as part of the deal of the money that she received. That's when the NDA was signed. So for her silence and for the settlement, part of the settlement, there was an undisclosed, non-disclosed agreement put in place. I don't think that should be allowed. I think that if you're going to have a undisclosed settlement or whatever, that's that. But it should be separated from the NDA, and that you could get to say whatever the hell you want to say after that, because it is your story. It's been established forever. I watch Korean dramas and everyone wants to marry a rich man. It's all around the world. Well, colonialism happened all around the world. That's why it's there. Let's call a spade a spade. You know, I'm not about sugarcoating stuff, and have been brought up to think that a man should provide. Again, colonialism, right? It's never, it needs to be stopped. Yeah, and I agree. Enough is enough. You know, but people already knew she was with him. Yep. As I said, I'm watching a lot of celebrities go, oh my God. Right? Watching a lot of that. We're watching a lot of silence. We're watching a lot of, oh, I knew he did this. We're watching a lot of, oh, get him. A lot of that from a lot of celebrities that knew exactly. A lot of industry people, high tops that knew exactly. A lot of, you're going to tell me, you listen. I can't. I wish that YouTube had the ability to realize that sometimes you just want to let it all out. I am an advocate and a survivor of domestic violence, sexual harassment, sexual assault, molestation, okay, and abuse, other abuses. It is some BS, man. I'm sorry, it is BS, and there's no other way of putting it. So, who are the true heroes of this story, as I said, is Cassie. That's it. I don't give a damn about her lawyer. To pdiddy and all the other new anchors, the different celebrities, you know, that are coming out and saying, oh, can't believe he did this, and or saying, I knew he did it, and blah, blah. I don't care about all of that. What I do care is the fact that we need to stop having NDAs silence victims. Because in doing that, we're enabling the behavior. In doing that, we are now part of the problem. And going on Twitter and going on IG and doing all that, great. You want to have your say in the court of public opinion, sure. But if you really want to make a difference, show up at the Senates, the parliaments, vote, have your say there. That makes a difference when it comes to laws. Okay? We need to do better and stop enabling these celebrities, especially when you knew that they did something, you know. And yeah, I'm not going to listen to his music. Oh, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are, because you're going to listen to a lot of other music that he's made. He's been a producer, so you are going to listen to his music. So that's dead. Okay? Because if you listen to Biggie Smalls, you listen to his music, you listen to Lil Kim, you listen to, there's so many different, you listen to Justin Bieber, you listen to his music, okay? So, that's BS. Let's go where it really matters. To the laws, okay? Let's make a difference there. So that when women speak up, they're not silenced. When men speak up, they're not silenced. When individuals speak up, they're not silenced. Not only by NDA, but by the enablers. So that is the 9 o'clock hour. Sorry for all of the technicalities behind this. Thank you so much for everyone for listening in. I know we have people listening on Facebook, on IG, on Spotify. It will be a little bit later, but also here on YouTube. Thank you for Baby Eyeful, Rudy, Collect with Love, and others that showed up tonight live in chat. Thank you for contributing, and keep the comments coming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we have that. There's 2 contests. Normally I end the show talking about, tell me about your edges. Well, I'm going to tell you about my edges. Okay? My edges come in the form of my book coming up. Again, it's called F Fat, I'm Black. And I did have to take a long time writing this book because it does deal a lot with different traumas and domestic, emotional, and sexual violence that happened to me from a childhood up to adulthood. And in navigating that, I did have to go through a lot of different memories that when they came up, they came hard. And I had to face some people that had violated me, and not forgive them, but forgive myself. And this is the part where we don't talk about when it comes to the victim or the survivor, because I'm not nobody's victim. Okay? We have to stop sugarcoating this shit. YouTube, sure, whatever you want to do. We gotta stop. There is enough is enough. Let's call abuse violence. Let's call sexual assault rape again, because that's what it is, a violation of your body. And let's not blame the victim in any capacity. You have a right to exercise yourself as a human being on this planet, and no one gets to determine if they can put their hands or their sexual organs inside, near you, on you, without your consent. No one gets to raise their hand and violate your body and your face and your emotional being because of their pocketbook. I don't give a damn if you chose him because of his pocketbook, or her, or they, or them. You don't get to violate, and you don't get, as an enabler, to celebrate as though you did not know. NDAs, have your say, drop me a line, probably gonna get a whole bunch. Okay, whatever. As an advocate, I say, Cassie, make sure you protect that mental health. And to all those other Cassies out there, make sure you get support and get some help around the mental health, because that is what is going to take you into the next chapter. With that, I will see you next Wednesday. Remember to like, subscribe, and check me out on Instagram. Have a great night, everybody, and thank you for coming through for Embrace Your Edges. Have a great one.